Read the latest on the Manhattan truck attack with our reporting on Wednesday's developments. A driver plowed a pickup truck down a crowded bike path along the Hudson River in Manhattan on Tuesday, killing 8 people and injuring 11 before being shot by a police officer in what officials are calling the deadliest terrorist attack on New York City since September 11, 2001. The rampage ended when the motorist, whom the police identified as Sayfullo Sepov, 29, smashed into a school bus, jumped out of his truck and ran up and down the highway waving a pellet gun and paintball gun and shouting, "Allahu Akbar, Arabic for God is great," before he was shot in the abdomen by the officer. He remained in critical condition on Tuesday evening. Mayor Bill de Blasio declared the rampage a terrorist attack and federal law enforcement authorities were leading the investigation. Investigators discovered handwritten notes in Arabic near the truck that indicated allegiance to the Islamic State, 2 law enforcement officials said. But investigators had not uncovered evidence of any direct or enabling ties between Mr. Sepov and ISIS and were treating the episode as a case of an inspired attacker, 2 counterterrorism officials said. Mr. de Blasio said at a news conference, "Based on information we have at this moment, this was an act of terror, and a particularly cowardly act of terror aimed at innocent civilians." 5 of the people killed were Argentine tourists who traveled to New York for a 30-year high school reunion celebration, said a senior official in Santa Fe province, where they were from. The Argentine authorities said they were Hernan Mendoza, Diego Angelini, Alejandro Pagnucco, Ariel Erlich and Hernan Ferroque. Martin Ludovico Mero, a 6th member of the group, was wounded. Belgian officials said 1 of those killed and 3 of the injured were from Belgium. Mr. Sepov came to the United States from Uzbekistan in 2010, and had a green card that allowed permanent legal residence. He had apparently lived in Paterson, NJ, and Tampa, Fla. An official said Mr. Sepov rented a truck from a Home Depot in Passaic, NJ, where a white Toyota minivan believed to be his was found parked. The truck came crashing to a stop near the corner of Chambers and West Streets by Stuyvesant High School. Cyrus Minovi, 14, a freshman there who was hanging out with friends, said people scattered. "We heard people screaming, 'Gun, shooter,' and run away," Cyrus said. "We thought it was a Halloween prank." He realized it was not a joke when he saw the man staggering through the intersection, waving guns and screaming words he could not make out. A passerby approached the attacker, apparently trying to calm him, Cyrus said, until the man realized the attacker had a gun. The man put his hands up and was backing away, Cyrus said. Almost immediately, as investigators began to look into Mr. Sepov's history, it became clear that he had been on the radar of federal authorities. 3 officials said he had come to the federal authorities' attention as a result of an unrelated investigation, but it was not clear whether that was because he was a friend, an associate or a family member of someone under scrutiny or because he himself had been the focus of an investigation. Over the last 2 years, a terrorism investigation by the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, the New York Police Department and federal prosecutors in Brooklyn resulted in charges against 5 men from Uzbekistan and 1 from Kazakhstan of providing material support to ISIS.